Hey guys, the Xfinity Series race from Iowa Speedway, the second race from Iowa Speedway this year for the Xfinity Series, just ended. And before we start, I want to say that Kevin Harvick, last week's winner at New Hampshire in the Cup Series, got the pole for the Cup race at Pocono, which is tomorrow, Sunday. And yeah, so good momentum for him. Truck Series, Cup Series, both at Pocono. I just did the Pocono review for the Truck Series. Ross Chastain won, and Xfinity Series was at Iowa, unlike all the other series. And yeah, and Chase Briscoe wins at Iowa past Christopher Bell really late in the race. Christopher Bell won both stages, completely dominated the race. It was crazy. But Chase Briscoe, John Hunter Nemechek, Ryan Sieg, they all had fresh tires, fresh four tires, and Nemechek was almost past him, but Briscoe was successfully able to do it and pull away to get the win. Chase Briscoe's first win this year, his second career win. He's the first winner at the Roval. He won that last year when he was part-time. And Chase Briscoe is Cole Custer's teammate for Stewart-Haas Racing with Biaggi Denbesti. And yeah, Chase Briscoe got a penalty really late in the race for running over a hose, and that caused him to go to the back. But and then he pitted when not most people did. Say with him and Nemechek and Sieg, and they got fresh tires and were able to battle back. And Briscoe was able to get the lead and the win after passing Christopher Bell. So there's Christopher Bell, another dominating run at Iowa, but didn't get the win. John Hunter Nemechek gets third, came on really late with the fresh tires, gets third. He was battling for the lead, but then a caution came out when Brandon Brown blew up. But Nemechek almost, if he would have passed him, I think he could have got it since he had to restart on the bottom lane, and the bottom lane was terrible during this race. Noah Gragson gets fourth. Noah Gragson got heavy damage at the very beginning of the race when Austin Cindric blew a tire, ran up into the outside wall, and Gragson had nowhere to go and just rammed him, and they both had tons of damage, and Cindric ended up getting a DNF, but Gragson battled back up to get a top 5, which is pretty crazy. Tyler Reddick, the second of the big three, the other one being Christopher Bell, gets a top 5 finish. He was in the top 5, top 10 all day long. Not really an eventful day, except when, he hit the wall pretty late in the race, but that didn't cause a caution. He kept going. And yeah, he was getting pretty aggressive, pretty dicey, but that's how he always is, and he gets a 5th place finish, a top 5, pretty good. Justin Allgaier gets 6th, a pretty solid top 10 finish for that Junior Motorsports team. He kind of put Cindric into the wall a little bit really early in the race. Cindric was mad. He said if he was going to get to Allgaier, something was going to happen. Cindric was probably going to dump Allgaier, but Cindric blew a tire before he could get to Allgaier and caused himself to get a DNF, and also caused tons of damage to Noah Gragson, but he still battled back up to get a top 5, which is pretty crazy. Shane Lee gets 7th. Brand new team, H2 Motorsports, in the 28 Toyota Supra. This is the only track that they actually have a notebook about because they started their first race ever at Iowa in June, and this is the only race that they've been to twice or more than once. And yeah, so great top 10 finish for Shane Lee. He started right around 10th, was riding around 10th, 12th, 13th all day long, and gets 7th. So I'm really happy for him. I'm starting to be a Shane Lee fan. Justin Haley gets 8th. His old crew chief was Nick Harrison, which died. So I really, that's really sucks. He was only 37 years old for Colleague Racing, and Haley gets a solid top 10 finish. Not a great day, but he got to the top 5, and that was a good finish. I mean, the word good, just Zane Smith gets 9th. 9 different drivers in this 8 car for Junior Motorsports this year in 2019, and he gets 9th. He was in the top 10 for a while, so solid finish. Michael Annett gets 10th. He scraped the wall late in the race and then spun late in the race. 2 different incidents. He spun, didn't hit anything after he hit the wall, scraped the wall earlier. Nice looking car, but he battled back up to get 10th, so that's pretty good. Really good considering all of his problems. Over 1,000 TMC members there, which is a sponsor for this race, so that's pretty good. Pretty good race. Ray Black Jr. gets 11th. Really great for that small SS Greenlight racing team. His teammates Gray Galding. Yeah, that's a really strong run for that '07 Chevrolet. Ryan Sieg gets 12th. Ryan Sieg was up to 4th at the very end of the race, but then he just got passed and got down to 12th, unfortunately. But yeah, he was on fresh tires with Nemechek and Briscoe. Briscoe won, and yeah, so Ryan Sieg gets 12th. Not bad for that small team. Still really safe in the playoffs. 11th in points out of 12 that make the playoffs. Riley Herbst gets 13th. Riley Herbst spun in the race and a little bit, just hit the wall a little bit, the outside wall, the back of his car did. And then Jeremy Clements rammed into him, and not too bad. That caused quite a bit of damage to Jeremy Clements, more than it did to Riley Herbst. And yeah, Riley Herbst just got loose under Ryan Sieg at that time. They were both beating and banging, but that really wasn't the cause. It was just the air that caused Herbst to get loose, and he hit the wall. Not too bad, but then Clements got more damage there, and Ray Black Jr. almost missed that crash as well. There's Greg Goulding, the teammate of Ray Black Jr., a solid top 15 finish. He's the first one out of the playoffs. He's 13th in points. Solid top 15 finish. Same with Josh Williams. Josh Williams, a really strong run. He was up to 12th for a while, maybe even 11th, and that's really good. DGM Motorsports, or DGM Racing, that was really, really good finish for them. Stephen Light, 16th in the JD Motorsports car, the number 4 car. Ryan Vargas, his teammate, making his Xfinity Series debut. Yeah, so he gets 17th with JD Motorsports, so not bad. Matt Mills, 18th for BJ McLeod. There's Joey Gase. There's Vinnie Miller. Stephen Parsons making his second start. This was supposed to be his first Xfinity Series start, but his first start came at Daytona in July. And he finished 12th there because of all the chaos there, but still, that's a good finish. And he's Phil Parsons' son. And yeah, that happened because something happened with Cody Ware. He couldn't drive that car, so they put Parsons in there. He was working on the car anyway, so they put him in there. He finishes 12th. Second start finishes 21st. Garrett Smithley, 22nd. Stan Mullis, 23rd. Camden Murphy, the monster truck driver, 24th. Ryan Repko, 25th. Dylan Bassett, 26th, gets a DNF. He was running really well. 12th, 11th, all day long. Top 15. That's where he would have finished too. Helping build that car, his brother Ronnie Bassett Jr. was the spotter. Dylan's the spotter sometimes when Ronnie's driving that car, so they kind of switch. And yeah, Dylan was trying to get to pit road. Speedy Dry smoke was all over from the Speedy Dry trucks. He was trying to get on pit road. Pit road's pretty tricky at Iowa, and yeah, he just rammed into it. Pretty embarrassing, but I kind of blame it more on the spotter than him. He couldn't see anything, and pit road's tough to get in. It was right on the entrance of pit road. He couldn't see anything, and yeah, I feel bad for him. He was having a really good run. Pretty embarrassing, but not to the embarrassment level of Juan Pablo Montoya, the 2012 Daytona 500, when he rammed into the jet dryer and fire and oil went everywhere. Brandon Brown blew up late in the race. That allowed Briscoe to eventually get the lead after he started on the outside right behind Bell with the fresh tires and won the race. Will Rogers, the second car for Brandon Built Motorsports, Brandon Brown's own team, gets 28th, making his Xfinity Series debut. Same with Ryan Vargas, both making their Xfinity Series debuts. Will Rogers gets 28th. Cole Custer gets 29th. Cole Custer was having a really great day in the top 5 all day, but unfortunately, he had just a mysterious problem. It hit the outside wall, got loose, hit the outside wall. That caused really hard, and that caused him to get a DNF. But he got some good stage points, so that's good, but that caused him to get a DNF. Unfortunate, but at least his teammate Chase Briscoe won the race. Jeremy Clements got damaged with Riley Herbst, gets a DNF in 30th. David Starr hit the wall pretty late in the race, couldn't save it, got 31st with a DNF. Chad Fincham with a DNF. Brandon Jones with a DNF as well. Brandon Jones, kind of got pinched with Justin Haley into the outside wall, and that caused him to get a DNF and problems with tires damage. Yeah, Haley, him and made contact. Mike Harmon, 34th. Timmy Hill, 35th. Morgan Shepherd, 36th. Austin Cindric, 37th. And J.J. Yaley, 38th. J.J. Yaley making his first Xfinity Series race of this year. But Austin Cindric gets 37th with the DNF. Team Penske, and that's because, I talked about how him and Allgaier got into a tangle, and he was really mad at Allgaier was going to wreck him. But then Cindric cut a tire, slammed the wall, caused him to get a DNF, too much damage, and Gragson got lots of damage there as well, but Gragson was able to get a top 5. Gragson just had nowhere to go because Cindric came up on the outside wall, and that's where Gragson already was. And, yeah. And Christopher Bell gets second. He was the pole winner of this race, just barely, because Chase Briscoe almost got it, just very close. If there was, the start-finish line was a little farther, Chase Briscoe would have gotten the pole, but Christopher Bell got the pole, but he won both stages, but he gets second. Fresher tires prevailed with Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe wins at Iowa with John Hunter Nemechek third with also on fresh tires. Gragson, what a rebound. Reddick, good day. There's the top 10 right there. Michael Annett able to bounce back, and super happy for Chase Briscoe, locked into the playoffs. He was already pretty much locked in, but now officially locked in. So really happy for that, and thank you so much for watching. Catch me next time.